suppose this game could be much more electrifying than last game was. Well, game one was definitely a bit slower than what I'm expecting this time around. I'm happy to see it as we do get into it. Game number 2.
Hopefully get control of the runes. Again, that's the key thing with the matchup. Spell spam is going to be high up there for both sides. Lelouch already has his bottle. Mikado is still ferrying his out. And it looks like the wave is going to be pushing in Lelouch.
Oh, Xavius in trouble. Bot lane is going to go down as the first blood does come out. He tried to TP out, but it was just never...
Massive lane for Natsumi. So you're going to have to just try to get as much farm as possible. But so far, I think Talon's enjoying this play a lot more. Gabby, it kind of even in CS, but he is ahead in denies at the least.
Bot lane though, Fly somehow ends up underneath that tier 1 tower. Looks like they end up getting the skewer back there.
Tower trade, and unfortunately, you don't really have Lelouch set up for mid, so it's going to be even so far. No big defense coming out on either side, and that should even out map control, but again, you do have to worry about Gabby.
He's okay. I mean, he's no real backing here for Gabby as he just goes back in onto Mavis now. Curse Crown's going to land. Xavius is still trying to fight. In fact, now in comes the cavalry. Gabby's gone too far, and they are going to get punished. Xavius, Natsumi, and Mavis. They started pressuring that mid-tier 1 tower now. Just putting all kinds of pressure across the map. Talon. Oh, they even miss a Dream Coil. They try to catch Mavis with that, but he just TP's out. The only person left is Xavius, and he's going after Mikado. He might get him. The phase shift is there. He might still try, but no, it's too late. KP will save the day.
It takes a lot of commitment to find that kill in tower, but eventually they get work done. I think for Polaris, again, because they shifted Lelouch up top, they couldn't actually fully focus in on the mid. Natsumi is doing some good work, but he doesn't melt towers like Leshrac does, and that does kind of cut off that opportunity. Still, Lelouch gonna look to play a bit cheeky, but KP is a speedy one. Let's see if he can juke out here.
Tumbler's toy is pretty nice though for Lelouch. KP still needs a charge target, but no, he's got no charge available at the moment. So Lelouch able to just chase him down and secures the kill very nicely. Again, Polaris Esports, just everything going their way thus far in game 2. Still holding that 2k net worth advantage along with the kill score lead. And Talon, they've smoked up now, down to the bot lane, but the only person they're going to fight is Mavis. And they'll have to settle for this, but it's not quite the target you want. Mavis, he'll be more than happy to die for the cause and just make sure Natsumi does not get ganked.
For Polaris, again, they haven't been able to leverage their Leshrac as much, although they will now.
Well, Mikado being chased down. Cookie, oh, that's a great cookie out! Connecting on Mikado from Xavius. And now they can just turn their attention back to that tier 1 mid tower. It's Mikado. I think the BKB just kind of ensures that you have a good team fight in the future. Lelouch, so confident to take this mid creep wave. Gabby and Hyde going to be around to try and force him back and maybe even find a kill if the Dream Coil is going to land. Mavis is there to try and help him out. Terrorize does connect with the Brambles holding him down, but now the charge. KP is out and they've got Lelouch down. Still they will try to fight this one out as Gabby is dropping low. The RP's there in time. The Sunder did not get out from Gabby. He lost vision over Xavius. Smikoto, he will keep trying, but he needs to leave. And call it a day.
Yeah, no issues there. Their mid is kind of being run down though. Xavius?
Charge is coming. Mikoto's there. They should have enough damage, but the TPs are going to fly out. They might have enough time to turn this team fight. Xavius, he does drop, but now KP's in trouble. Dream Coil will hold back the PA. So KP barely gets out with his life intact. Here we go, Force. Trying to find himself Gabby here as the skewer is going to be out. Gabby being body blocked, but the RP's off the mark. It was out of range, and now Talon, they might be able to force a fight, but it looks like they want to back as well. KP, he may be the sacrificial lamb here for his team. He will still just try to outrun them, but Force is going to be on the chase. KP, no, he's going to get used up mid-charge. They do at least get Mavis on the other side of the map, but KP will drop. Still a favorable team fight for Polaris, but you would have much preferred not expending the RP if you could have avoided it.
Through that initial physical burst. The PA is just too strong right now. The follow-ups there from the Leshrac as well. And speaking of...
Yeah, Fly's been caught out again. And he does get the Sakuchi off in time. Does also get the time lapse, but can he still make it out? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. He is there to lock him down. However, down at the bot lane, they've found a much bigger target in the form of Natsumi, but there's not enough help around. KP does at least force out the BKB here from Natsumi, but can they keep going? Skewer back. Force is there to cancel the TP from Hyde. He will go down. The only thing they really got out of that was the BK.
Would have gotten that kill on KP. Still falling for time here. Talon doing a good job of forcing the movements across the map. Polaris, and the one thing that is a bit concerning about all this time, Mike, is that their lead hasn't really grown. So sure, they've got a 5k lead, but it was also a 5k lead 5 minutes ago. So it's kind of static, and that does mean Talon is sort of keeping up, and they'll look for a smoke play themselves.
Yeah, big smoke up at Force. He's still got the RP available, so you've got to be very wary of that. Gabby will still frontline for the team. They try to aim Xavius down first in that snapfire, and they might just have him, but Lelouch and Natsumi get to work onto KP, and now the RP's out. Gabby, he does get caught, and he will end up dropping his hide. Only man left. KP, he bought back. But who are we going after?
Some burst coming through from Mikado. He's got the day gun up to level 2. You can try to burst down to PA when the BKB's down, and just try to handle her by magic, but I think you're going to need a lot more levels on that Bacon to be comfy.
Oh, Lelouch trying to move in onto KP, and they might have him, but no, the charge away again with the axe is going to be enough. But in the meantime, Natsumi is sniped down hide. They at least get a support
map, and they might look to counterplay top. TPs are coming out from Lelouch here.
They are. Fly. Around that top lane. Xavius is there as well with Lelouch. Meanwhile, bot lane. Gabby, he's completely alone right now, and Natsumi's going to spot him out. They've got the RP to boot, and that's going to be another kill onto Gabby. Natsumi crits him for over 2k with that DD rune. In the meantime, though, Makoto's been caught out. Alright, they just find everything. Everything they can ask for has been taken here by Polaris. And hell, we've gotten to the point now, John, with...
And it's down to Force always finding the angles for the RP. Even though it's just a one-man, he knows the big issue is the Terrorblade. Once they have a grip on that, there's just not much counterplay left on Talon at the moment. Still, Talon, again, still forcing stuff out here.
Yeah, Mavis going to get charged up by KP, but this might not be the target you want to start on. In fact, Natsumi already jumping in. Makoto so close to dying, but a big dream calls out. They're going to try and fight this one, but the RP's there again. Forces caught Gabby. Terrorize will at least buy a bit of time for Gabby, but the BKB timing has worn off. They'll jump in again. Natsumi's got him. Makoto's unable to help out, and they will just continue to clean up the side of Talon. They even found Hyde. The only survivor is going to be Fly on the Weaver, who does just Sakuchi away, but maybe not for long, as he gets bashed up by Natsumi. He'll try to go for the time lapse, but that may not work out for him, as he gets stunned up, and that'll be a full team wipe. Mag PH on it doesn't. Time to defend this base, but it's not time to defend this base, but it's not looking great for him. Polaris is just way too far ahead at the moment with a 25k net worth lane from KP. He'll charge in, the charge out onto Leshrak. They want Lelouch down, but he is not dying. Meanwhile, Natsumi right onto Gabby will force the Sunder out onto Xavius. But they have found KP again on that Spirit Breaker. And now the kisses do come flying in from Xavius back on a fly. They want to keep up the chase towards the south. They do at least have a Magnus Dream Coiled up, and they might be able to clean him up, but Natsumi's jumped in again. Maybe he's gone too far though. He doesn't want to risk dying right now. Not to Gabby. He'll go back for the racks instead. It's GG's call. Talon, they've seen enough. They know they can't defend any further. And Polaris, they will force it to a game number 3.
Yep, it's a great showing from Polaris. This is what we're expecting from them from game 1. Running a more aggressive draft, running around those early timings they love to hit. And they get their comfort heroes as well. Lelouch Leshrak, we've seen deliver time and time again. Force on the Magnus, just delivering the great performances you expect. And sure, the early game was maybe a bit slower, but you had Mag PA. I love that Natsumi realizes, all right, I don't go Battle Fury because